Hello, this is a tweet I came across. I think it deserves to be more widely distributed, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm granniopteryx. Please like this video, please share it, please subscribe to my channel, and check if you're on YouTube that you still are subscribed. Click the notification bell, that always helps. Right, if you want to contribute financially to this channel, well, all the links are in the description. I'll just get straight on with this X-post. Okay, so my reading of the letter that's quoted by Red Lip Riots is that we have a care worker here who was in charge of some sort of shelter or facility which picked up the pieces of the children in care who were not in care anymore for one reason or another. Maybe they'd turned the age when they could be kept in a state institution, and they were just thrown out and told to find somewhere for themselves. It could be that, something like that. Or just children who'd run away, I suppose. When you talk about a child being in care, it means they are somehow under the protective wing of some arm of the government. At least that's the theory. And this is a message that Red Lip Riots was sent. And Red Lip Riots also says it's being shared anonymously because the person who wrote the message would be victimised for talking about things in this sort of way. I'm sharing it anonymously because the truth now has to hide to be heard. And this is the message. I'm 46, British, worked since I was 16, spent 25 years in homeless services, from the street teams in London to running housing for care leavers and vulnerable kids. I was good, really good, nominated for a Pride of Britain award. Then we were asked to take unaccompanied migrants. More money for the charity if we said yes. Double what a British care leaver brought in. I covered a night shift, heard a noise, walked in on a migrant on a video call shouting for a caliphate, others on screen with him, holding rifles. I reported it. They moved him quietly. I reported it again. From this, I'm assuming they didn't deport him. They just moved him to another facility, because he reported it again, which means he knew where this guy was. Prevent ignored it. Prevent, remember, that's the organisation that's supposed to take charge of people who are young people who are in danger of being radicalised. Then one of our girls, a British 16-year-old, reported she'd been assaulted by another migrant. I said, enough. Okay, so there's a British girl, 16 years old, one of our girls, I'm assuming that means one of the girls in his care. She was 16 years old, so maybe a runaway. Anyway, she was in what's supposed to be a safe place, and she'd been assaulted by another migrant. That is not the same one that was reported here above. Okay, I said enough. I told the charity and the local authority we couldn't house unknown adult males next to vulnerable children. I thought that was common sense. They called it racism. I was suspended, investigated, and then sacked. 25 years of service gone. I lost my job, lost my flat. I became homeless. No priority status, no help. I ended up rough sleeping. I only survived because I went back to my family. But that's what I got for putting British kids first. This is what happens when truth becomes hate speech and betrayal becomes policy. We are not the extremists. We are the witnesses, and we will carry the day. Well, he says that, but I'm not so sure from the way I've seen so many people being bullied by the state And you remember Keir Starmer's first instinct to talk about the ethnicity of the Muslim rape gangs, that he said, well, people are just jumping onto the far-right bandwagon. And later on, he said, no, I just meant the people in politics who were doing that. But, you know he didn't. Anyway, this anonymous poster says, I don't usually ask for posts to be shared, but this is one that needs to be seen far and wide. And he copied some people in here. And the first response to that was from somebody you might already know. He was the guy who got arrested by about 30 police people from in Manchester for the great sin of burning some pages of the Quran. He says, absolutely shocking. But as someone who has decades of experience with homelessness in the UK, I have to say this was expected. I see homeless charities that once catered to British homeless men and women now being completely dominated by hordes of military-aged men. And he means, of course, the illegal migrants that come in on the boats, and which the Labour, a Labour minister, I've forgotten his name right now, he said they're mostly women and babies. That's what the Labour Party's official line is. And unusually, he was booed by a Question Time audience. He was on a sort of talk panel called Question Time. And the audience, which is usually hand-picked for leftward sympathies by the looks of things, they booed him because they knew it too. All right, well, yeah, I thought maybe it was important to give that ex-post a bit more of an airing. Till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.